Thank you, Bharath sir. How are you, sir?
Fine, sir. How are you, sir?
Fine, sir. Fine, sir. We'll start the program, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Good evening to here. I am Revan Siddhappa Madheli, Assistant Professor of Department of Civil Engineering, SVC Bengaluru. I welcome today's speaker, Mr. Bharath V, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, NMIT Bengaluru, for being here for delivering the session on investment or VC funding opportunity for early stage entrepreneurs, organized by Institute Innovation Council, SVC Bengaluru. I welcome our chairman Sri V. Muniappa sir, our CD Dr. Shashidhar Muniappa sir, and the respected principal Dr. sir for the event. I also welcome deans, registrar, and HODs of all departments and my faculty friends for the session. My hearty welcome to all the participants from different institutions who are taking part in this session. Finally, I also welcome all my student friends who are taking part in this session. Welcome you all. Sir, welcome you, sir. So to brief about today's speaker, Mr. Bharath V, sir is our colleague only in our own college. Sir has completed his engineering in our own college only. After that, sir completed MTech and joined in SVC as assistant professor. And we are happy to have you, sir. We also worked with you for a few years. Now, sir is working in NMIT Bengaluru, and sir is a very active member with respect to the EDC, Entrepreneurship and Development Cell. Thank you very much, sir. Bharat sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the nice introduction. Also,
Now you can. Thank you, sir.
okay. I also thank all the organizers for taking forward this entrepreneurship or the startup knowledge. So definitely they are working day in and day out for the growth of startup ecosystem. So I would like to thank all the organizers. I also would like to thank particularly Naveen and Revana Siddhappa sir and all the organizers for giving me an opportunity to present or to share whatever the knowledge I have about startups. So let me share the presentation.
Okay, sir.
Hopefully the slides are visible.
Yes,
So the
sir, they are visible,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Yes, sir. Visible, sir.
Bharat sir, they are visible.
thank you, ma'am. Thank you. See, the title of the session itself says funding opportunities for early stage startups. See, before I move on to funding opportunities, first of all, I would like to tell few things about the importance of startups. Like why exactly you need to learn about startups. See, the best example, what I can tell you is that all of us would have heard about the company Apple. It was founded in the year 1976. Way back, it was also a startup. But today, if you compare its economy, the economy of Apple is greater than economy of Pakistan. Please take your own time and try to analyze. I'm telling you, like the economy of one particular company in US is greater than economy of a whole country like Pakistan. Also, they say like the economy of many companies in US are greater than economies of like 148 countries in the whole world. So please try to digest it. So this is the importance of the startup. Definitely, like there are so many goals given by government of India or government of Karnataka or different states in India. The only way they can achieve or they can improve the economies are the startups. Again, day in, like if at all if you are following any journals particularly related to startups or entrepreneurship, you would have heard about the different terms like unicorns or sunicorns. So many things, so many buzzwords keep coming out in all the journals or articles. So this is the importance of startups. One of the best ways to improve economy of any country is the startups. Of course, there are many issues like there is like India-China border issues there. Definitely, it is being sorted out. Definitely, in 2 to 3 years, all the issues, whatever the issues are there in India, it will be sorted out. So next buzz thing or the next buzz word that happens in all the colleges, in all the universities, of course, in the entire nation is how many startups are you founded or how many startups are you working with. These will be the questions that will be asked in next 2 to 3 years. So this is the importance why you should spend your time, valuable time, on something called as startups. So let us understand the different funding opportunities for early stage startups. Early stage in the sense yet to start their own company or yet to start their own startup. Something like they are in their own ideation stage or conceptual stage, or they are trying to convert their ideas into a proof of concept, or they are coming up with a new product yet to develop a product. So these are nothing but early stage startups. So what I'll try to deliver in my today's lecture is I'll try to focus on the entire startup ecosystem. That way that might help you out. Definitely, I'll try to focus much about funding opportunities. So initially, let us start like what exactly is there in the startup ecosystem, particularly in a city like Bangalore, or particularly offered by government of Karnataka. So definitely, one is the culture. See, if at all, if you look the culture, particularly related to startups in Karnataka or Bangalore, one best example is the whole episode of Stazilla. What is this Stazilla all about? Stazilla, definitely it is like Airbnb version of India, wherein like it's an aggregator of different homestays. See, in 2017, there happened an incident. There was a fight between two businessmen. Of course, both belong to the state Zilla. See, all of a sudden, the co-founder by name Yogi Espal, he was put behind bars. He was put behind bars, and the ecosystem or the culture was such that even Ratan Tata, I mean, he tweeted, then Shekhar Mazumdar, he tweeted, and of course, the then IT minister, the Priyank Karge itself tweeted. What I am trying to tell you is that, see, culture is so supportive that if at all, if you fail in your journey of entrepreneurship, definitely the culture is there. Like they have started accepting the failures also. So it is a wonderful thing. Even if you fail, definitely there is a culture in Bangalore or there is a culture in this startup ecosystem in Karnataka that people have started accepting the failure as a stepping stone for success in the next venture. So this is one of the prime parameters which helps in the development of the startups. To move on, like why exactly there is so much buzz or plenty of startups you take there are in and around Bangalore or in and around Karnataka. See, the main thing is Karnataka itself has come up with its own startup policy. It was launched in the year 2015. Of course, if you look at the slide, it says that what is the vision to create a world-class startup ecosystem in the state through strategic investment and policy interventions, leveraging the robust innovation climate in Bangalore. So, what is its strategy? See, basically, it has got three strategies. One is they try to encourage entrepreneurship in education sector. That is, they have different networks, something like New Age Incubation Network. And if you look at particularly Bangalore, there are plenty of universities or government funded universities like IASC, IAMB, and CCAMP, University of Agriculture Sciences. Also, there are presence of different boards which keep working in the field of education and come up with the different research, particularly related to products. And because of this, there is a boost in the new startups. See, in one of the lectures I attended, in one of the webinars that I attended, Shekhar Mazumdar was about to tell that, see, if at all, if a chance is given in a state like Rajasthan or Gujarat, she was telling that she can't recreate a company like Biocon in the other states, like she created in Karnataka. See, the main reason what she was telling was that the linkage between universities and industries, or in universities particularly related to biotechnology, and the universities in Bangalore are so strong that definitely they go hand in hand. As a result, she was able to create such a company by name Biocon. See, such is one of the policies, or one of the main thing that happens in around Bangalore, or in and around Karnataka. So this is one of the strategies. Like they want to focus, like give awareness or give tools for spreading the culture of entrepreneurship in universities. As a result, they want to give out the whatever the research has been done in the universities to the industries. So this is one of the strategies for creating world class startup ecosystem. What is the second the strategy? That is strengthening partnerships between R&D institutions and industry. See, definitely, if at all, if you go around Bangalore, there are plenty of R&D in institutions. See, if you go to Pune, you can find CMTI. There is already ISRO. There is already Indian Institute of Science. There is like Bell is there, BHEL is there, HAL is there. See, you name any defense organization, it has got its spread in Karnataka. See, what they're trying to do is they're trying to build the partnership between these R&D institutions and industry. So this is one more strategy for building the world-class startup ecosystem. And last is creating incubation infrastructure through PPP. What are PPPs? See, nowadays you can see like any government scheme, they come up with this PPP. PPP is nothing but public-private partnership. Something like government will invest 30% of the money, and some private industry player will invest some 70% of the money. One best example is your Bangalore Metro. See, Bangalore Metro or the highways, particularly the highway that goes from Hebbal to airport. So it is like a PPP model. It was worked under PPP model, wherein this Navayoga, they'll invest a certain amount of money, and they'll collect taxes for a period of few years, maybe like 10 years or 20 years, whatever maybe. Then after that particular period, again government of India owns that particular property or owns that highways. So this is nothing but the public-private partnership. Something similar to this. What the government of Karnataka is trying to create is, it is trying to create incubation infrastructure. Suppose if at all if you have one idea of creating a bike which runs on water. So definitely what you need some kind of infrastructure, right? You need different kinds of tools for making the bike, or suppose if you want to dismantle whatever the existing bike is there in the market and assemble it back according to your own idea, definitely you need so many tools are required, or so many welding things are required, or so many tools and equipments are required. See, this is nothing but the infrastructure. Something similar to this they are trying to create in different fields. For example, you take electronic industry, they are trying to come up with the incubators particularly related to electronic industry. And suppose someone is working in the field of automotive engineering, they are trying to come up with the incubation infrastructure particularly related to automotive infrastructure. Now the best thing is artificial intelligence. So there are so many infrastructure has been created for the people who want to work particularly on artificial intelligence. Suppose if somebody requires a very big amount of servers, where to find the infrastructure? He can't develop the servers on his own. Definitely he needs help. So that thing is provided by this incubation infrastructure through PPP model. Something like Venkateshwara College of Engineering will come in agreement with some particular government organization, saying that Venkateshwara College of Engineering will give the space and some computers for as infrastructure, and government of Karnataka will invest on building servers. So this is nothing but the public-private partnership. So these are the three strategies or the policy adopted by government of Karnataka way back in 2015. See, definitely, it has added value to the startup ecosystem. See, you look around Bangalore, there are plenty of startups. The main reason is first, initially, I told the conducive culture. The second thing, whatever I am talking about, is policies. See, these policies plays a crucial role in the development of any place. See, if policies are not good, definitely it is bound to fail. See, you can take example of Indian industry sector before 91. See, it was license raj. That is why we were not able to perish. In the sense, we were not able to find the success we should have found. Only after the liberalization we were able to succeed. So the policies plays a vital role in liberalization or providing support to the ecosystem. But definitely, the Karnataka is putting a first step, and definitely it is promoting the ecosystem, and they have the best strategies so that they can create world-class startups. So the best example as of now is Baiju. Most of you would have heard about Baiju. It is again into Unicorn Club. Unicorn Club is nothing but whichever startup or whichever company has $1 billion valuation. Such startups are called the unicorns. So Baiju, again, it is like based out of Bangalore. You can say one of the Bangalore-based startups. See, they were able to do it, of course. You would have struggled. Who the founders are there, the teams is there. They would have struggled, but policy plays a vital role, and the best policies are found in Bangalore or Karnataka. So this is the second the advantage why you should start your startup inside Karnataka. So again, the ecosystem is very good in Karnataka. Again, one more example with respect to policy I would like to give. See, definitely, obviously, everybody knows that all the startups or companies, they start paying taxes. The first 7 years, they would have given some subsidies for not paying taxes, but after some time, everybody must pay taxes to the government. See, again, the government of Karnataka has thought that there must be like equal distribution of startups throughout the Karnataka. They don't want particularly just all the startups to be started in Bangalore itself. They want to go to tier 2 cities, tier 3 cities, or tier 4 cities. So what they are trying to do is they have made some zones like zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, zone 4. Suppose like Bangalore, if it comes under zone 1, they charge more taxes. Suppose if you go to like stay districts like Gulbarga or Kalburgi, it comes under zone 4. They doesn't charge anything as tax, as simple as that. They want to maintain a balance amongst all the districts. So this is about they want to come up with a balanced ecosystem. And if at all, if you are from, if any participant is from the other districts apart from Bangalore also, there is scope for you guys. Next, this is coming like to the core of the today's topic. That is, before we move on to funding opportunities, I would like to give some of the institutional supports that are given by government of Karnataka. Yeah, I have mentioned. I have given you some few organizations that might help you if at all if you are starting your own startup. Say if you take the course by name entrepreneurship, definitely all these are there. But I want you guys to have a look of it if at all if you doesn't know about these things. One is KIADB. The first one it says Karnataka Industrial Areas Development Board. Then KSIIDC, Industrial and Infrastructure Development Corporation Board. Then KCTU is there, Financial Corporation is there. See, anything you have, all the facilities are there in the government. The only thing is you should come up with idea and you should approach these people. Definitely, they are there for you guys to help you out. One small example, one or two small examples I would like to give. What exactly this organization will do. See, first there is one VTPC. It says that Vishweshwaraya Trade Promotion Center. What exactly it does? See, suppose if you want to get into export and import business, see, the first thing what you should do is you should get a license. How will you get a license? You need to take exam. Like suppose if you start searching, there are plenty of agencies or there are plenty of people who will say that they'll help you out in passing the exam, but they are not the authentic people who can help you out really. But these are the people like Vishweshwara, VTPC people who are there. Their main intention is that like whichever citizen is interested in procuring the license, they'll train you guys. Also, they'll give some kind of subsidy for you guys, and they'll make sure if at all if you are worthy enough, they'll make sure they you will get the license. And once upon procuring the license, definitely you can start start doing your business like whichever field you want to do. Like if you want to export flowers, you can export flowers or import from different countries also. One best example is this particularly the scope of export and import business people. See, there was one doctor in 90s or 95s. See, this particular doctor was not interested in his profession, but the only thing what he was interested was export and import business. So once one day one fine day he thought he wanted to do business. He quit his doctor profession. Then he started doing his business. That is export and import of all this granite or quarries or the stones to different countries. He achieved so much that in this export and import business, see whatever like in India we have parliament in New Delhi. Something similar to that, Russians also have one parliament. See whatever the stones or whatever the granites they've used has been imported from India. In the sense, whatever the doctor I was telling you guys about, the same doctor he has exported all the granites, stones to Russia. So this is the scope of export and import business. So for starters, particularly like students or those who are passing out this year, or if at all if you are interested in this export and import business, definitely this is the right place whom you can approach. VTPC. It is there in near that commissioner office, Bangalore commissioner office. So if somebody is interested, you can go check out with VTPC. Then again, TIE is there, the Indus entrepreneurs for the student entrepreneurs. Awake is there, Kasia is there. See, all these are like institutional support. Like different institutions has been created by the government so that it facilitates you guys for you to become entrepreneurs or facilitates for upgrading whoever existing entrepreneurs are there. If at all if they want to upgrade, these are the institutions that will help you out. Now here comes the crux or the core of today's session, like funding for early stage startups, particularly the students. So you might think like whether your idea is good or your idea is not good, or how to get different ideas, or after getting ideas, where to go, whom to approach, what to do, what not to do. Once after finalizing the product, like where to get the money from. So we are at that particular part. The first and foremost thing, first is the best part is incubators. See, initially I told when I was explaining the felicitating policies by government of Karnataka, that is they have this new age incubation network. See what smartly they have done is government of Karnataka, instead of putting everything in their own hands, they have tried to reduce their pressure by giving or by sanctioning funds to different colleges or universities or different agencies. One best example is that, see, if you go to Reva University, there is one incubator. Or if at all, if you guys come to visit our college, we have our MSME incubator. What we do is we get funds from government of Karnataka, and we'll train students, different students, starting from early stage startup to product based or whichever level. So first, best thing what you guys can do is they approach the different incubators that are there near your place. I've listed a few incubators which are there. One is Deshpande Startups. If at all, if you look here, the Deshpande Startups, it is there in Hubli, Dharwad. So the students, if at all, if somebody is attending from North Karnataka, you can approach there. It is inside the KLU University campus. So if at all, if you have any doubts or if you have any ideas, if you want to discuss, definitely this is the best place. So those are from Bangalore itself. See, there are two more incubators. One is in IMB campus itself. That is NSRCEL, NS Raghavan Center for Entrepreneurial Learning Incubator is there itself there. So you can go check their website also. Like round the year, all 365 days, you can put your ideas, and they'll try to shortlist. They'll try to select. If at all, if you're selected, they'll call you to their place or incubator. Again, whatever I am talking about, it is from early stage in the sense you have some idea, you want to convert that idea into a product, like from that stage to conversion of product. These incubators will help you out. Next best thing is the derby. It is again the incubator of Dayanand Sagar University. It is put up in electronic city. Definitely even those people will help you out. So these are one of the sources like where you can get your funds from. That is the incubator. Again, these incubators are sometimes sponsored by their own fund, or sometimes sponsored by government of Karnataka or government of India. Sometimes sponsored by different industries under corporate social responsibility. That is CSR. So you can approach any incubators. There are plenty of incubators in and around Bangalore. So I have listed two incubators from Bangalore, one incubator from Dharwad. So this might help you out. Next thing is, you have got idea. Like you want to make, you want to test yourself whether that idea is good, or whether will it work out or not, or you want to convert that into a small product. What are the best place to do that, or where to get money from? Of course, there are like plenty of business plan competition that keeps happening. There are plenty of ideathons that keep happening. They have listed some four ideathons or the summits that keep happening. One is my college itself, like Nitte Meenakshi itself. Every year we do ideathon, wherein we give cash prize worth 1 lakh rupees. That is like we give like three prizes, like of 150,000, 40,000, 30,000. This year it was reduced due to Corona, but usually we give a prize worth 1 lakh. And this FKCCI Manthan, again FKCCI is one of the supporting agencies. Like way back, like 15 years back itself, they started something called as Manthan, the business plan presentation. Again, they give somewhere around like 1 lakh rupees. And this two things are the Startup Summit and E-Summit. One is by IIT Bombay, the other is EDIA, that is Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India. They every year they conduct this startup summits. Again, ideathons are there, wherein you can present your idea. Suppose if your ideas are wonderful and very good, definitely they'll try to fund you out. So these are some of the second sources wherein you can get your fund from. Next is the Atal Incubation Center. Again, there are plenty of Atal Incubation Centers in Bangalore itself. You can approach these people. I'll try to share all the links at the last of the session. So definitely you can check out. Even you can get your funds from here. Last thing is, suppose you might think all these people or whatever the competitions are there, they only fund only for the business point of view. Suppose you might think you have some societal product in the sense wherein you cannot make more profit, but it solves the problems in the society. One best thing is every institution. particularly like Venkateshwara College itself has one team by name Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. See, again, if at all, if you solve any problem, particularly in rural areas, they'll fund you somewhere around like 80,000 or 1 lakh. Definitely, they'll fund you. So these are like some of the sources. See, these are like very naive. Whatever I'm telling, it's like the tip of the iceberg. Some 3 or 4 resources I'm telling you, but these are the best places wherein you can start searching for your funding. One is incubator. Second, attending different colleges or university sponsored ideathons or the business plan presentations. Next is the government funded, that is Atal incubation centers. And suppose if at all, if you want to solve any problem related to rural areas, Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, particularly all colleges or all universities has this particular unit, and the competition is also very less in this Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, and they'll sponsor you somewhere around like 80,000 rupees or 1 lakh rupees. Definitely it is a huge amount, particularly for a student. So these are like some of the sources what I wanted to tell you guys about the funding opportunities for the students or early stage startups. Next, these are some of the venture capitalists or some of the angel investors or some seed fund units usually supporting the early stage startups. Artiman Venture, Ascent Capital, XLR, Espada, BitGiving, then Startup, Catapult, SL Partners, CQA Capital. See, these people were behind Google. It is there in Bangalore itself, United Seed Fund. See, all this, whatever the top, these people are there, or the venture capitalists are there, they are present in Bangalore. The bottom, that is the Startup Karnataka, Car Simven Fund, Kitven Fund, Elevate. See, one best thing is, as initially I told, like Government of Karnataka, it has the policy to promote a startup ecosystem. See, here I put Elevate under it. See, what they have come up with is that, see, every year, one particular month, they'll call for applications. The applications are meant for converting idea into proof of concept. See, they don't ask you like how the model works. They don't ask you what profit you make. They'll ask nothing. Only thing is whether your idea is good and what all you want to do and how many months do you take to convert that idea into product. And the amount, the fund that they have allotted is, or they have kept aside is 50 lakh per idea to convert into proof of concept. Again, it depends on your idea whether you take 50, the total 50 lakhs or 20 lakhs or 25 lakhs, it is left to you. But they have kept the fund that is only for this particular category, converting idea into the proof of concept. So that is Elevate 100. Similarly, if somebody is working in this semiconductors, definitely it requires more amount of money, maybe in terms of crores it might require. So they have allotted the car some when fund. Similarly, they have this kit when fund, that is venture capital funds. So these are like these are the availability of dedicated finance. This only we are talking with respect to finance. Again, why this finance? Finance is something like your blood of any organization. Think of your body without any blood. Definitely it will die at some point of time. Something similar to that, without fund or without finance, you can't run the organization, you can't convert your idea into the proof of concept. Suppose if you take 10 years back or 15 years back, a system was not like this. It was very difficult for the people to gather money, start the startup. But now things have changed. Government itself is giving all this fund, all this money. The only thing is you should come up with different ideas, convert that ideas into your startups or dream companies. Next, one more advantage with starting a startup in Bangalore or Karnataka is human capital. See, there is a famous saying like, who is the asset? of the organization, or what is the asset of the organization? See, the asset of the organization is their employees or is their human capital. You think of the situation wherein the human capital is not there. Suppose tomorrow if you want to hire some 10 people to your company, and you give one advertisement in one of the leading newspapers that you want to hire 10 people, and you think of the situation, some 1,000 people will come in front and stand in front of your startup, and you start interviewing them. You think of the situation wherein all 1,000 people doesn't fit for the role that you are offering. What will happen? Definitely you can't hire them and you can't train them. You won't be having so much of time. So the best part in Bangalore itself, to take any field, suppose you want people in commerce field, it is ready. It is ready. Suppose if you want a engineering graduate, is ready. If you want someone from medical field, like if you are starting one insurance company, you want some advisors pertaining to medical field, you can find the human capital. So this is one more best part of the ecosystem that is present in Bangalore or Karnataka. Next, see this venture friendly markets for products. See, it is said like if at all if you go to Mysore, see if you want to sell a new product to a Mysorean, they won't accept the product initially itself. Like if something new comes into the market, definitely the mindset of people is like that they'll try to avoid, or they'll not try to check what the product is all about, or anything that they find innovative in nature. They won't try to test it at the first time. So once the product is tested, proved, and then if at all if you sell it to them, definitely they'll take it out. So this is one more advantage, particularly in Bangalore, wherein if something innovative comes into the market, definitely people will try it out. The first time itself they'll try it out. For example, somebody came up with one pani puri machine, like automatic pani puri machine. The next day itself, you can find hundreds of people standing in front of the pani puri machine itself. Suppose the same thing, if at all, if you install in some other place like Tamil Nadu or Chennai or different parts of the country, definitely the market is not aligned for receiving the innovative products. So this is one more advantage of the ecosystem that is present. Next, of course, this is like there are some region specific factors itself. So you can see like there are so many co-working spaces inside Bangalore itself. See, I have got so many friends. Initially, they were paying huge rents and with less facilities. But now things have very changed. They pay less amount of money, but they are getting more amount of facilities. That is co-working space. You can find like 10 different companies sitting together under one floor and working. And now the different coffee parlors are also offering this particular model. Suppose if you go to Starbucks, you can find some people sitting there and working, something similar to that. Bangalore has got the different the co-working spaces, which is like the wonderful thing that has happened in Bangalore. It is saving the investors money also, as well as the startup founders and co-founders money also. And again, the knowledge sharing session also will happen. Knowledge sharing will also happen within different companies also. So this is like one region specific factor that is happening in Bangalore, or that has contributed to the ecosystem of startups. So these are some of the useful links that are required for you guys. As a student, you should try to keep following up all these things within the as a student you should follow all these websites so that you can get information, authentic information related to the startups. The first thing it says about DC MSME schemes. Again, Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprises They've come up with n number of schemes, wherein suppose one small example of what I would like to give is they are giving you collateral free loans. Something like if you want to buy bike, what you will do, you'll go to bank, you'll approach the manager, you'll ask him to give loan. What he'll do, he'll ask, the first thing what he'll do is, what is the proof that you are working? Suppose if you are working, they'll ask you to get him with the different salary slips for past 3 months or 4 months, whatever may be. Then depending on the salaries, they'll try to give the loan. This is for a bike which is costing around some 50,000 or 60,000. Suppose if you want to build a house, or if you want to purchase one plot, so first thing what he'll ask is, everything he'll check. But the best part of this MSME scheme is that it is like they won't ask you for anything surety. They won't ask you to pledge gold. They won't ask you to pledge the property or the plot or the sites that you have. Just based on your idea and your performance, like from past 5 years or 6 years, how is your performance of the company? Depending on that, they'll give you up to 1 crore rupees. This is like one of the schemes. Suppose if you go to website, definitely you will get much more information pertaining to that. Again, all these are the vital links I'll try to share after the session. Definitely, if at all, if you go to these particular links, you will get the wonderful information related to startups, and definitely it will help you out. So these are the things that I wanted to discuss, or I wanted to pass the information that I have gathered for you guys. If at all, if you have any questions, you can ask me.
Thank you, sir. It was a very informative session.
Thank you, sir. Any students with any questions can ask now.
Participants, if you have got any questions or if you want any information related to the today's topic, you can ask the speaker. Any questions?
Okay, if at all, if you are not having any questions, suppose at some point of time, if you get any question, my mail ID is with Naveen and Revana Siddhappa, or my phone number is also there with them. You can call me on that, or you can mail me. So I'll be ready, always ready to help you guys out.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Professor Naveen Kumar VM sir to propose vote of thanks. Naveen sir.
Sir, so good evening to one and all. So it's my privilege to propose a vote of thanks on this session. I, Naveen Kumar BM, on behalf of SVC Management Principal, IAC Cell, SVC, and on my own behalf, extend a very heartily vote of thanks to today's speaker, Professor Bharath VG, giving insights and shown the funding opportunities for the early stage entrepreneurs. Thank you, Ji. It's a very informative session. I thank our respected chairman, sir, Sri V. Munyappa, sir, and our chief executive director, sir, Sri Shridhar Munyappa, sir, for their gracings and support towards organizing this event. I thank our beloved principal, Dr. Nageshwar Gupta, sir, for his constant support and encouragement for organizing this session. I also thank HODs of all the departments, deans, and all my faculty friends for your presence and cooperation throughout this session. Thank you. I thank all my IAC and NISP team members, including faculties and students, for your teamwork and successful conduction of this session. Finally, I thank all the students and faculty members of various other institutes for your presence and interest throughout the session. Hope this event was very helpful for all the students and the faculties gathered here. Thank you, one and all. Over to you, Revan sir.
Thank you, sir. Finally, we have come to the end of the session. Now, I request all the participants to share your valuable feedback. I have posted the feedback link in the chat box. Please access the link and share the feedback. If in case if any external participants joined to this event, you may find some difficulties in accessing the link. For that purpose, what I'll do, I'll share the screen here. Through this link, you can share the feedback. Please copy this link. Please copy this link and share your valuable feedback.
Sir, increase the font size, sir.
I'm not able to increase the font size. Actually, I was supposed to present the link through the present PPT. It is not working due to some.
No problem. No problem, sir.
I hope everyone copied the link. Finally, I thank each and everyone for being here in this session and for your participation. Finally, I thank once again. I'll thank Bharath sir for enlightening on the various opportunities for early stage entrepreneurs to generate the fund or to establish their own startups. Thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing your knowledge.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Jay.